Don't you forget you're special. Don't you forget you're special.
We were all born different, even those that look alike, even twins of differences and can be identified.
Welcome everybody to the Able Show podcast. I am your host, Olden Polonese, and I am joined by my three amazing co-hosts.
Scott Ely.
Rebecca Cristancho.
Liz Holmes.
And also by our resident DJ X-Ray back there. My man, DJ X-Ray. And as you can see from all our other shows, we've changed things up a little bit to welcome our special guest, Tommy Hollenstein. Now, here at the Able Show podcast, we tell you, 95% of the people working here have some form of disability. And to me, that's what makes our show so great, is that we are doing amazing things, regardless of what people might think, because we are all able. So again, as you can see, our couch is gone because we had to make access for Tommy. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. And we are honored to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Man, so I'm going to get the ball rolling, okay? Because I've seen your artwork.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wow. That's first off, wow. Okay. How do you do that? How do you even get that kind of beauty onto canvas?
I mean, I'm blessed with a gift, to be honest with you. I mean, I wanted to be an artist since a child, and now to be able to be doing it with the tires of my chair, which was something, when I first broke my neck, I never thought would even be a possibility, or a thought in my head. Why would I want to have a representation of my accident by seeing tire tracks? But it was really out of the love for my very first service dog. I just wanted to roll through paint one day, have the dog walk through it, see tire tracks and paw prints, reminding me of all the great times. A lot of ball games we went to, a lot of different sporting events, concerts, so something other than a photograph. And that's how it first started.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I'm looking at the tires now and I see the paint residue, and I'm like, that is so cool, because the fact that I'm saying to myself, okay, this man went through something horrific and turned it into a beauty, as our writers wrote, in our script. It's like the rebirth of the phoenix. Mm-hmm. And it's just amazing to see you and what you're doing. I'm in awe. I really am. I'm in awe because there's so much beauty in your artwork.
I appreciate that.
Wow. What's his or her name?
That's Pearl. That's my service dog. She's a official canine companion service dog.
Pearl, I gave Pearl a hug earlier. Pearl gave me a lot of love.
She's a lover.
And a lot of hair.
A lot of hair. As you see, I'm no longer wearing black.
Right.
I can't. It'd be all over the black.
So I want to ask, how does your process go for painting? How do you decide what you want to paint and how?
I mean, I love bright colors. I paint on a hard surface because of the weight of the chair. Canvas would tear up. So I work on various sizes. I mean, sometimes I have an idea in my head.
So different size wheels and everything?
Yeah, it's all front tires, back tires, sometimes all four tires.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes just the front tires, sometimes just the rear tires. Wow. But it's all done with just 100% tires of the chair.
That's amazing.
Do you go through a lot of tires? Do you have to replace them all?
About every 6 months I'll go through tires. But sometimes when the tire does get bald, well, I've got all treaded tires now. It gives me a different stroke.
Right.
Wow.
True.
Are you using acrylic?
Yeah, I'm using acrylic because
you can peel it off of there.
Well, it's got to be. I can hose it off into the grass.
Okay.
So I hose it off. I mean, when I first was choosing paint, I had to do something super safe for the dog's paws.
Yeah.
So that's what I was really looking for. Oh. So now I've been using.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Plus,
Right,
oil
'cause they
paint
could lick
takes
it off.
forever to dry.
Oh yeah, forever dry.
I
And never
hate
come off the
painting
tire.
Yeah, we ain't doing oil.
No.
Right.
Pearl's like, I ain't doing oil.
No.
Does Pearl
That'd be permanent.
Is she a little painter?
I mean, I've done some with just her paws and some with adding paws to some of the paintings. And once in a while, she'll walk over a painting like I'm not getting enough attention today. I'm gonna make my presence known. Absolutely.
So now, before the accident, you were very active in a lot of things.
I was, yes.
Can you name some of the stuff, like the sports?
I mean, I started out, basic stuff: baseball, basketball, track, and then I immediately got into building bicycles, building mountain bikes, and BMX bicycles.
What was art part of that growing up?
Always, since I was like 4 or 5, I remember the first thing I did was a pirate's flag. I thought I wanted to be a pirate when I was a little kid, so I did a pirate's flag. With some black material. And
like the pirate on a ship.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
not the Pittsburgh Pirates.
No, like a pirate on a ship, man. I was a little kid and dreaming away, and that's one of the first projects. And then throughout elementary school, I was always doing the backdrops for the plays or different art projects for the classes. I just had a gift, a talent. We all get gifts from God. And mine happened to be some sort of art and using my hands, the use of my hands. So I was always using my hands to do something. And then I just
now
progressed
with
from
the
there.
wheelchair.
Yes.
Wow. You're gonna have to excuse me because I'm just, wow. I know I say it all the time, we are all able, but to actually see it right now and know that, seeing and hearing about how you do the process. And again, I'm only going by what I've seen of your artwork. And it looks like somebody, because of the detail aspects, like somebody literally got a brush and, did the curves and everything else. Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry, y'all, that's wow. That's a talent.
His work's
That's
pretty
beyond
sought
talent.
after, right? You have a lot of collectors and
Yeah, I've been
celebrities.
blessed with a fair amount of collectors.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I heard about that. So can you,
Yeah.
let's name drop right quick. So who are some of your patrons?
One of the very first one was Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay.
He showed my very
cool.
first solo show out in Calabasas.
Yeah.
Right when Walk the
What an
Line came
actor.
out, he walked out with one under each arm, and that got me into a newspaper and got me a little notoriety, and it kind of took off from there.
Wow.
I just kind of used that one. It was just
My
real
man,
blessed that
Commodus.
He showed up, Yeah. But I have a lot of musicians, Slash,
Yeah, I saw Slash. I remember seeing
Ringo,
that. Yeah, Slash has your
Elton.
Elton John?
Yeah, Elton John.
Really?
Two of my pieces in his collection.
Really?
For sure, I could see that. Yeah.
Really cool.
And I see you're getting into fashion with the
Well,
band. 'Cause it's just for you. You don't sell those.
I ran out of canvas or boards one day to paint, so I started painting jeans probably about 22 years ago.
Yeah, those are cool.
So that's something we have in common. I'm an artist as well, and I
Right.
used to do that when I was in college at the
Oh, wow.
University of Virginia. I painted on jeans
Oh, wow.
as a way to make some extra money.
Wow.
Like portraits, cartoon characters,
Yes.
whatever it was, whatever the client wanted. And so it's cool. And somebody had said to me recently, you should start painting on jeans again. I was like,
Sure.
Yeah.
no, thank you.
I like it 'cause
It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, but this is cool. It looks like snake print to me. It's like,
Yes.
it's really cool.
It's a lot of work.
Especially with the layering.
You know what? We're gonna take a quick break. So
Okay.
when we come back, I definitely have some more questions. So stay
problem.
tuned. This is the Able Show podcast.
Don't you forget your special. Don't you forget your special.
Just finished putting down a couple brush strokes in these signs for a special project. Hope everybody's having a great day. Enjoy this weather. We'll see you back in the studio soon. I think you can go see it here in Beverly Hills for the Basquiat show. More art than I've ever seen on Basquiat in any museum. 2 rooms. I think the upstairs room is filled up with some art as well. Great show. Hopefully you can make it down in the next month to see it down here.
Welcome back to the Able Show podcast. Again, we are joined by amazing, amazing artist, Tommy Hollenstein. We have some of the artwork pieces here, and come on. This is amazing with the heart, but that's the one I was looking at earlier. The detail within that art piece is incredible. Look at that.
Yeah, let's show it up to the camera.
That is incredible. Because you gotta tell me how that came about and how you get into where it ends and begins and the curves and everything else. Come on now, please share.
There's a little more technique than most people would think. Some people just think I'm just putting paint
Just
down
rolling
and
around the
hoping
wheels.
something's going to happen, but no, there's a lot more to that. And that one was started with applying paint to the top of the tire. And this chair's got some pretty good torque and pretty good speed. And depending on how much tread, I can get that thing to really spin out and do a burnout and then
Really?
3-layer process.
Wow, so
I bet
this
that's
is
fun.
speed.
I did a
Wow.
big painting over 3 years ago. It turned out to be, it was 1,000 boards, 24 inches by 48 inches. I did
1,000?
100 at a time, so 20 feet by 40 feet. And then once we'd remove the last row, bring it to the front, and then start over the same 4 colors, add a color. So it was 1,000 boards total, 20 feet
gradient.
by 400.
That's
Where did that go?
It's still at it's down at the Dream Center. They're warehousing it for me right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
that's insane.
That's insane.
Right? I mean, I'm dumbfounded by this because it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing the technique in my head, how it would be with a brush.
Right.
Right.
But he's doing this in a wheelchair. That's, man, you are something else.
Well, you were always an artist, like you said, so it's like this in some way gave you a new
Right.
platform.
Yeah.
So you signed your name Tommy Stein?
Yeah, that was Tommy Stein. My
Oh,
last name's Hollenstein, but now I just sign him Tommy.
Oh, okay,
A
Tommy.
lot easier.
Do you ever use your hands to paint?
I do not. I haven't. I've thought about it, but yeah.
I think that makes it very, very
Yeah,
special.
there's a lot of great mouse stick artists, hand painters with disabilities. But I mean, once I got into this, it was just so much fun. Like, you're talking about, especially that big paint where I'm drifting and using the whole
Right.
I'm an extreme sports guy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's
I
probably
got
similar.
injured mountain biking.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's so much fun when I'm on such a big canvas and just having a blast, blasting music.
Okay. So I gotta ask about this one.
Yeah.
This heart. What was the inspiration for this one?
It was actually Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Inspiration. A
Oh.
friend of mine has a CNC machine, and so I'd ask him if you could cut some boards out the shape of a heart with it. And
That's cool.
my buddy Lefty, he's a
Look at
well-known artist out there. and
God, this is
so he made the heart
insane.
shapes for me, and I put the paint down on them.
The beauty of this is,
Scroll down.
man, come on, man. Y'all don't understand. We are able. That's insane. And this one already sold, right?
It did.
Yeah, because we were thinking about, we need to purchase this one.
Yeah. It goes with all the.
Didn't you say you have another one
colors,
somewhere?
I do. I have another heart-shaped one at the studio, and I've got some 4 other paintings with hearts on them, big hearts. Yeah,
And all of them were made for Valentine's?
they were.
Okay. Awesome. Wow.
Some didn't quite make it completed on time, so that's why they're still at the studio.
Right. That's the
I
true
was
artist
working
way.
away. Well, we get the rains. I can't go outside when it's pouring
Oh,
rain to
that's
rinse my
true.
tire. So I got a little limitation there, but sometimes I'll still roll out there in the rain. Still
Ain't
staying.
nothing wrong with the rain.
Does each piece have a special meaning to you, like that one versus this one?
That one was titled Spin. Most of them had one-word titles. This one is Love Rolls On.
Love rolls on.
Yes.
And that one?
That was Spin, but
Spin,
a lot of them
okay.
also have really motivational names. I mean, I let them kind of speak to me and tell me what the names are going to be, and so I mean, I've got a whole list of names, and until all those names are completed, I haven't finished doing my art. So, as long as I keep adding to that list, I know I've got more to produce.
Nah, I need to. I'm going back to the artistry of it all and the artist yourself. So take us through a process of I'm gonna make this painting. Let's say this one, Spin.
Right?
The paint, you lay it out.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I've got 30, 40 different cans of paint. I can see all the bright colors. I'll start with either a colored canvas or a white canvas, and I'll always just start with that first color. Okay. I'll say a little prayer, to be honest with you, before I do all my paintings. Ask God to be with me, guide me, and show me what we need to get down today. And sometimes I'll be going one direction. I'll be working on paint 3-4 days at a time, and then it'll be something will say, no, you're going to go add this. And sometimes I'm thinking it's just going to be a rear tire or something, but I know I kind of go in every night and study and my paintings, and I'm working on about 5 or 6
so it's
at
a
a
different
time.
look and a different shape, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I'm
yeah.
seeing it now.
I think that one's just
Now, do you
front
just
tire.
do you lay the paint in a pan or on the ground?
Somebody takes it out of the can and applies the paint. I used to go through
wow.
puddles of paint. I
Right.
was really, I mean, I didn't know how to do it, so I had to roll through the paint. The dog would walk through, we'd go across the canvas and start that. We waste a lot of paint that
I was
way.
gonna. Yeah.
And then
Sounds
thank
fun,
God for
though.
Bear Paints, they got sponsored by me, but now I use a lot less because I kind of refined the situation to where somebody applies the paint to the tires of the chair. And then on the big painting, I designed something where I've got brackets on my chair where I've got bottles with rollers on them. and it would the gravity would feed the paint onto the tire, so somebody didn't have to keep staying behind me.
That is so cool.
So
High tech.
yeah,
Wow, man, that is awesome, man.
yeah.
I'm like, y'all have to forgive me this. I'm in
Because
awe.
you're an artist and you're like, wow, how did all this like
Yeah,
come
it was-
together?
Beautiful. It's,
I noticed you mentioned God a couple times, and so I'm guessing you're a believer, and he's.
I am. I grew
Yeah.
up Catholic, and now I've been Christian for quite a few years. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I literally died at the time of my accident. And when I was up in the clouds looking down at my body, said, oh my God, I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's my time to go. And I said, God, please give me another chance. Don't take me now. I came right back in my body. So, I mean, I've got to be forever grateful to God for giving me a second chance at life. I mean, because even when I got to the hospital, they flew me to Northridge. They wanted to put a trach in me, and I refused the trach. I refused all medications. And they said, well, you're never going to make it through the night. And they asked the priest to come in and give me my last rites, which I think that's got to be kind of routine. And my lungs did collapse. I caught pneumonia. My left lung collapsed. And I was literally fighting for every breath I took for about 19 days there in intensive care. And they gave me, the priest came in a second time. I'm thinking, wow, maybe they're not telling me everything that's going on here. But I mean, I just fought. I mean, I knew just, God's going to guide me and get me through this. And I knew I had a new life, but it was going to be a different life. But I mean, I've been blessed with a great life. I have a good family, a very supportive family. I had good insurance at the time, a lot of good friends. And, the first year after my accident, I got introduced to water skiing, which kind of took the place of the surfing for me. And then I kind of redesigned the water ski to be adapted for most any quadriplegic. And it was, rather than a wood board, I had Lance Collins from Wave Tool Surfboards, my favorite company, which I never had a Wave Tool when I was surfing.
So
Couldn't
cool.
afford it, but he shapes all my boards, so I've got a surfboard that's wheelchair accessible.
Limitless.
Wheelchair accessible.
So cool.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. I do have a question when we come back, so please stay tuned. This is the Every Show Podcast.
Under pressure. Under pressure.
Arriving at the aquarium, we're going to get set up for the demonstration today. Another one of the favorite background colors, which is black. Anyway, this is a 48-inch by 12-inch painting. Many, many layers here again. Lots of colors, bright colors. Of course, I love painting with bright colors because it makes me feel good. Hopefully it makes my collectors feel good as well every time they see it hanging on their walls. This one does have a lot of texture to it because of the type of tire I used on this painting. Hopefully you come to the studio and see it in person. All these paintings are available. Plenty of time to purchase them before the end of the year, before the holidays are over.
Welcome back to the Able Show Podcast. Again, we are joined by Tommy Hollenstein. Amazing, amazing artwork, as you can see. And right when we went to break, you were talking about the accident, and I have a two-part question. The first one was how, and forgive me for asking, but what happened? How did it happen?
I was on a mountain bike, and I was taking a shortcut to go visit a friend that day. And it was kind of going through a construction area where they're going to build some homes. So there was a dirt lot, a slope, dirt lot, slope. And I was there 3 weeks prior. It was all dirt lot, slope, dirt lot, slope. I went across 2 dirt lots, down 2 slopes. I got to what should have been a 3rd slope, and they had dug it down 5.5 feet straight down, about 4 feet out, 2 feet up to put a retaining wall. So as soon, I was pushing my front end down each of the slopes, just going slow that day, not pulling, like going with a wheelie. So when I went to push down, I thought, oh my God, what's this doing here? And I knew in my mind, I thought, this is gonna be a bad one. And as soon as I hit my head, it sounded like a metal rod hitting the ground. And I was up in the clouds that quick, looking down at my body. The bicycle wheel was spinning, and I'm laying there motionless. I thought, oh my God, I'm dead. It's my time to go. And that's when I said that quick prayer. I said, God, don't take me now and give me another chance. And I came right back in my body. And my buddy was 20 yards behind me. And I said, hike up to our house, call the paramedics. Call my parents. My mom shows up before the paramedics. I could hear her honking the horn. And I said, Dave, that's my mom. Go find her. and then she kind of lost it a little bit. But then we waited for the paramedics, and then they decided to fly me to Northridge Hospital to be less traumatic. But I mean, the vibration on that board, I mean, just the nerve pain just shooting through my body was just unbelievable. And then they met me on the roof. They're running me in, you know, cutting my clothes off, doing the x-rays, putting me in that traction, 17 pounds of weights, pulling my neck with 2 screws. And then that was a Sunday. The following Saturday, they put me into a halo where they put that's why you see the scars here, the screws where they come down and torque that thing down to 7 pounds every night. And finally, I told my buddy, get that screwdriver out of here, you know. But
Talk
it was
about
kinda crazy.
pain.
That was painful, that part. Very painful. Yeah.
And what made you mentioned earlier about the trach, what made you refuse that? I mean, how did you know that
Well,
it was already going to be like,
Something just told me. I mean, I was breathing on my own already.
Right.
And I'm thinking, all right, they want to put a trach. I'm thinking, now, if I get on that machine, I may never get off. If God already gave me my breath back, I'm going to get through this night. You know, I'm not going to depend on them. And I didn't want any medication because I didn't want to be hallucinating. I wanted to know what was real, what wasn't. You know, I was on a bed that would rotate side to side, you know, for like 19 days. It was, you know, my arms, and they put them out what they call a cross every 4 hours. So you wouldn't get bed sores. I had two IVs running, oxygen, all that. And I did the breathing treatments, but I didn't take those too seriously. They kept saying, if you don't do these breathing treatments every 2 hours, you're going to catch pneumonia. I'm thinking, pneumonia, that's for old man. I'm a kid in great shape. I've been mountain biking all day, you know. But so I would just kind of hurry through just go through the motion and didn't take it seriously. That's when I did catch pneumonia. My left lung collapsed, and that's when I really fought for every breath. But
And how old were you when this happened?
24.
24.
yeah.
Wow. You're my new hero, man. That's all I can say. You are my new hero because the work you do, I cannot take my eye off your artwork.
Wow,
It's like,
really appreciate
you know, it has nothing to do with, you know, what happened. It's the fact that this is it's a work of art. It's beauty.
it. All right, thank you.
And I'm loving it. And I am so thankful that you are still here with us and making this amazing work.
Beauty from
Wow.
tragedies. Yeah.
Dude, I'm so, again, I've said once, I'll say it 10,000 times. I am in awe right now.
God is good, we know.
God is good.
All the time.
I gotta ask, like, does any of your artwork reflect like all of your events through your life in any kind of way?
Some do.
Yeah.
I mean, as I'm in the studio painting, it's like God's always speaking to me, talking about,
Right.
remember when this teacher was telling you and allowing you to do this? I'm thinking, because I had one teacher back in 5th grade saying, what are you going to do for a future? I said, I want to be an artist. Well, that's a hobby. No, what are you going to do for a future? And that's all I needed to hear one time. So then I knew, how am I going to get my parents to pay for art school? My dad was in the restaurant business, so initially I went to school for restaurant management business, but I did a lot of garde-manger work and food art work and stuff like that. I did competitions that way.
I think I also read that you were a private detective.
I was going to school to become a private investigator.
That's
I went to
cool.
school. I was at the Nick Harrison
Yeah.
Academy. Yeah.
Oh, that's so dope. I like that.
Right?
I went to work as a PI for a guy.
Got the long lens on people.
Right.
That's what I wanted to do, but I ended up doing missing persons and asset research just mainly on the phone, lying to people, getting their assets and getting their bank accounts.
Hey, that's cool. That's a talent.
Yeah. So, you know, but I wanted to be outside. So that's when I I got my first service dog, and then I got into doing the water skiing and helping. I started a sports camp for just children with disabilities.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you do anything for other people.
We did a lot up until COVID. COVID
Yeah.
kind of shut down things, and we just didn't get revamped and operating because we did the sports camp for 25 years.
Wow.
Water skiing, jet skiing,
wow.
kayaking, sailing, surfing, all through Costa Colina Hospital because they had a nonprofit. We started when I was working for Research Medical, which was a medical supply company, and I sold wheelchair vans and medical supplies for quite a few years. And then once I got into the art, probably 20 years ago, I did my first solo in, like I said, 05. And I went 100% just into the art and trusted God that, okay, this is my future. And I've been blessed, I mean, I work hard. Even during COVID, I was in clubhouse rooms and meeting people from all over the world. And I've got relationships with other artists and gallerists all over the world. And, I still got a good friend of mine, Antonius Foodmascu. He was an NFT artist. He still is. A beautiful artist. We still keep in contact,
Awesome.
and do some stuff together. Yeah,
Now, you mentioned that you still get on the water.
I do.
Okay, you got to go back and explain that one to me again because I'm still trying to figure that one out. How do you get on the water now?
It's a water skiing, and like I said, I was every Thursday for 1 month, I went down to San Diego. 2 girls I went to elementary school with were teaching a disabled water class. It was really supposed to be for paraplegics and people that could swim.
Okay.
I said, I can swim. So the first time I fell over, they had to pull a quick release and release me. They were waiting for me to turn over, and I'm not turning over. Finally, somebody dove in. I thought you could swim. I thought I could too. Now we put 2 jet skiers behind me, 2 people on each jet ski, and then somebody holds me in the water, and then I say hit it, and as soon as the boat starts to pull me right out of the water, they let go, and I've got my balance. I mean, I don't have any upper body balance. That's why I'm kind of tilted back in the chair, but I'm using my elbows and the weight of my body to move myself around.
So cool.
I mean, I've got little arm things on I put my wrist under it, so I pull the ski side to side. There's a YouTube video out there of Tommy Hollenstein water skiing.
Oh, we're checking that out.
Definitely watching. I'm definitely watching that. Wow.
It's a blast. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So please tell us, how can people find you on social media or to get your artwork?
Tommy Hollenstein. I'm
Hollenstein.
on @Tommy Hollenstein on Instagram. Website. My studio's right down the street here, West Hills. I'm in different galleries right now. Right now I'm in a Compound Contemporary Gallery, Risk Rocks Gallery out in Thousand Oaks. I've got some of my skateboard art out there. I do have a show coming up in May. But yeah, if you go to my Instagram and or Facebook, but mainly Instagram, and you can get all my contact from there.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Man, you don't know what an honor it's been to have you on the show, man. I mean, I'm mesmerized by this painting right here. And that one's sold too?
No, that's one of my, and if not for sale ever. That's
Oh!
one of my favorites. It's probably one of my first
That's-
10 paintings.
You can tell.
So it's
Something
special.
that- I thought,
That's
I'm gonna
why
bring
it's
that one
giving
out
that
today. I don't think I've ever shown that in public.
Really?
And no,
Pull it
I-
up one more time.
I know.
Yeah,
See,
absolutely.
it's
Never
not
been
for
at a
sale.
show
I
or-
knew
yeah.
it. There was something about that piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that made
It's
it
like
moved
hitting
me
me.
certain ways.
Yeah.
You
Emotional.
know, and it's not for sale. That's
Now you
why.
want it even more.
That's why. I knew there was something about it that kept tugging at me. Yeah.
I've got plenty of art for sale.
Okay. Oh yeah, no.
You're all welcome.
I'm gonna go on the
Everybody watch
website.
it.
Checking
Give me a
that.
call. Come on by the
You said you have another show coming up too, right?
I do. May 18th. At a gallery out in Chatsworth.
Cool.
So,
It'll be a fundraiser for Canine
so
Companions.
Tommy, I get a discount, right?
Absolutely.
Artist to artist.
Hey, man.
You gotta
Those
ask.
mouths don't get fed.
There you go.
No, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me. It's been a real honor being here.
Appreciate you, and
I
this is what the
appreciate what
show's
y'all
all
do.
about.
God bless
man.
you.
Disabled community.
That's
Thank
what
you.
it's about. So again, Tommy Hollenstein, thank you. This is the Elvis Show podcast on behalf of, what's your name again?
Rebecca Cristanch.
Scott, Rebecca, and Liz, and DJ X-Ray. You gonna take us out, DJ X-Ray? All right. This is the Able Show podcast, and remember, we are all able.